Good morning, everyone. I am Louis, and joining me in this presentation are my group mates Richard, Gerald, and Kaitung. Today, we'll be presenting our digital transformation proposal for 7-Day Deal, a digital-first camera retailer operating in a highly competitive and evolving market. This industry is split into two tiers: authorized retailers offering full warranties at higher prices, and parallel import retailers like 7-Day Deal competing on lower prices but with less manufacturer support. As a result, customers are constantly making a trade off between price and protection, while also expecting more guidance due to the complexity of camera products. At the same time, despite the growth of e commerce, physical stores remain important, as customers still want to experience the product before purchasing. 7-Day Deal addresses this through an omni channel model, starting as an online seller on Carousel before expanding into a physical store. Today, their online platforms provide reach, while their physical store builds trust. However, the key challenge now is ensuring this experience is consistent, scalable, and able to support informed decision making across both channels. In the next section, we'll take a closer look at their current technology and key pain points.
Thank you, Lois. Let us dive right into why 7-Day Deal requires a digital transformation. Currently, the growth is being blocked by four interconnected business problems. The first one being deeply frustrating customer experience. Building a proper camera rig requires matching different components. Right now, customers face severe compatibility anxiety, unsure if the gear will fit. They abandon their online carts, or worse, buy incompatible items that result in a costly post-sale returns. This damages both revenue and trust. Secondly, is the service quality being highly inconsistent. A customer visiting the physical store might get excellent advice from a veteran staff member, but online shoppers are completely left in the dark. This fragmented omnichannel experience leads to massive missed sale opportunities. Third, on the back end, 7-Day Deals face immense profitable pressure. Because they sell parallel imports, they do not have official manufacturer warranties to fall back on. When a camera breaks, 7-Day Deal absorbs 100% of the repair cost. This creates a dangerous exposure to unpredictable financial liabilities. Finally, the inventory and procurement decisions are reactive. Without forward-looking insights, management is forced to guess. They end up overstocking slow-moving products while suffering stockout on high-demand items, which ties up valuable capital. So why are these business problems happening? So we actually went down to 7-Day Deals, and what we found out is that the 7-Day Deal does not actually have an integrated information systems. They have a collection of isolated software tools. Currently, they rely on a basic online storefront, a standalone post system, and a silo accounting software. Because these systems do not communicate, the human staff are forced to act as the manual bridge between them. This manual, unscalable architecture creates four specific IT failures. The first one being the total lack of integrated product intelligence. So product data currently exists only as static tests, just a price and basic specs. There is no relational database telling the system which parts fit together. Therefore, customers and staff are forced to manually cross-reference everything. Second, there are no formal standardized advisory tools to guide a consultation. Because there is no central recommendation engine, crucial product knowledge remains completely tacit. It is locked in the heads of individual employers rather than being systemized and scalable across the business. Third, there's a severe lack of integrated risk management. Management has no systems to qualify historical product failure rates or track supplier reliability. Warranty risk assessment is purely ad hoc and based on gut feeling, leaving the completely highly exposed. Lastly, the database is decentralized. Operations, sales data from Shopee, Lazada, and the physical stores are not consolidated into a unified analytics system. Without these tools, the company cannot generate the predictive demand insights needed to fix the reactive inventory issues. So, to solve this, we actually apply a human system synthesis approach. Our goal was twofold: empathize with the buyer's anxiety while protecting a 7-day deals ecosystem. We execute a five-step methodology: empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. During the empathize part, we map the customer and business journey side by side. The customer just wants to build a rig but is paralyzed by confusion. The business wants to close sales but struggles to manually memorize specs and manage warranties. This creates a broken loop. Online confusion forces store visits, staff gets overwhelmed, and the customer ultimately loses trust and abandons the process. This led directly to our problem statement: how might we visually guarantee gear compatibility to eliminate buyer anxiety while proactively safeguarding 7-day deal against the warranty liabilities or scaling complex sales? To answer this, we brainstorm over 20 feature concepts using Scamper and filter them through a how well now matrix to actually build business viability. Then we ultimately selected a comprehensive three-part digital transformation suite to balance the front-end customer experience with back-end risk management. We also did a wireframe, and then we did from low fidelity to a medium fidelity. But before presenting the suite, we validated it structurally using a process chain network and a causal loop diagram. We mapped out a massive bottleneck where staff were trapped doing manual direct integration work. We also mapped a dangerous reinforcing loop where scaling sales actually increase exposure to high defect suppliers. Our system designs fix this. Our front end tools will shift the heavy workload into the automated surrogate processing, while our analytical dashboard acts a crucial balancing loop to protect profits. So I will now hand over my time to Lois to show you the first solution.
To address these challenges Richard mentioned, we have three key solutions. Firstly, we propose an AI powered smart gear advisor platform. Rather than this just being another tool, this acts as a central intelligence layer that connects customers, staff, and data into one system. For customers, it simplifies a highly complex purchase by guiding them towards the right setup based on their needs. As for staff, it enhances and not replaces their expertise, ensuring consistent and accurate consultations. Importantly, it bridges the online and in store experience, allowing customers to start their journey online and continue seamlessly in store. We developed a mockup to demonstrate this. On the customer interface, users receive personalized recommendations based on factors like use case, budget, and experience level. On the staff interface, employees are supported with tools such as real time inventory visibility and AI driven insights like warranty alerts and stock updates. This ensures both customers and staff are working with the same information and recommendations. This shifts the business from being transactional to intelligent. Customers are guided with clarity, reducing hesitation and increasing confidence. At the same time, visualizing a complete setup encourages bundle purchases, increasing revenue per customer. Internally, knowledge is embedded within the system, reducing reliance on memory and improving consistency across staff. And by addressing compatibility issues upfront, the business can reduce returns and build stronger customer trust. However, one important consideration is ensuring transparency. Because the system makes recommendations, it's important that it does not become a black box. Users should be able to understand why certain suggestions are made to maintain trust and avoid ethical concerns. To reduce risk, we propose a phased rollout. First, an internal pilot with a limited product range to validate accuracy. Next, a controlled rollout to a small group of users to measure real behavioral impact. This approach ensures controlled learning, reduces risk, and enables confident scaling. In terms of feasibility, this solution is both practical and scalable. Technically, it builds on existing technologies and does not require a complete system overhaul. It can be integrated into current workflows rather than replacing them. Financially, while there is an initial investment, the returns are quite direct through higher conversion rates, larger basket sizes, and reduced operational costs. Operationally, the transition is manageable. Staff are not being replaced but empowered with better tools, which reduces resistance to adoption. Lastly, we will ensure that the solution complies with PDPA through clear data consent and usage transparency.
Now, our second solution focuses on enhancing customer experience through the interactive gear configuration sandbox. This solution addresses two key challenges. Firstly, the lack of integrated product intelligence, as well as inconsistent consultation between online and in-store channels. To address these problems, we introduced an interactive web-based configurator that allows customers to build complete compatible camera systems step by step with real-time validation and a seamless path to purchase. Firstly, the system has a progressive compatibility intelligence. Once a customer selects a camera body, only compatible accessories are shown, with options refining dynamically to prevent incorrect combinations. Secondly, it also has an intelligent adaptive resolution. Instead of blocking selections, the system flags incompatibilities and then recommends the required adapters. Thirdly, it provides immersive visualization. Customers can preview the setup in 3D and AR to better understand the form factor and usability before purchasing. Finally, we have a frictionless path to purchase. The entire configuration can be added to cart in one click with bundle pricing, and safe setups support both online and in-store journeys. To better illustrate this, here's how our sandbox works in practice. In our mockup, once the camera body is selected, only compatible accessories are shown, updating dynamically at each step. If an incompatible item is chosen, the The system flags it and then recommends the correct adapter. The full setup can then be visualized and added to cart in a single action. With this in place, let's now look at the business benefits of this solution. Firstly, we have increased customer confidence and reduced cart abandonment, since customers can build complete guaranteed compatible systems without manual verification. Secondly, there will be higher average order value through intelligent bundling, as the one-click checkout encourages full system purchases rather than individual items. Thirdly, we have improved staff efficiency and standardized expertise. Basic compatibility queries are reduced, allowing staff to focus on higher value interactions. Finally, we have reduced returns and improved trust in the company when compatibility validation minimizes incorrect purchases and hence strengthens customers' confidence in the brand. However, there are key ethical considerations and risks to address. Firstly, data privacy and consent. Safe configuration may influence recommendations. This can be mitigated through explicit opt-ins, clear privacy messaging, anonymized analytics, and data deletion options aligned with PDPA. Secondly, there may be bias in the algorithm. The system may prioritize popular or higher margin products. This can be addressed through transparent option displays as well as regular audits by the companies. With regards to risk, there may be performance and user experience issues. Visual features may impact lower-end devices. This, however, can be mitigated through progressive loading, device-based scaling, as well as lightweight fallbacks. Finally, we may experience customers' over-reliance on the tool. Users may treat the recommendations as definitive. These, however, can be addressed through clear disclaimers and staff validation for complex setups. Now, here's our pilot implementation plan for this solution. In phase 1, for internet validation, we'll migrate compatibility data of the top 50 camera bodies and 150 key accessories, covering the majority of transactions. Staff and power users will then test key scenarios to validate accuracy and identify gaps. In phase 2, for the controlled beta launch, the sandbox will be deployed to a subset of users for A/B testing. Metrics such as conversion rate, average order value, and cart abandonment are tracked, with strong improvements supporting the full rollout of this solution. Finally, let's assess the overall feasibility of our solution. Technically, the solution leverages proven web technology, hence enabling a straightforward traffic implementation with seamless integration. Financially, the solution represents a manageable investment with clear revenue upsides for improved conversion and higher value purchases. Operationally, the solution requires minimal disruption using existing product data with no changes to the POS or fulfillment, supported by brief staff training. From a compliance standpoint, the solution aligns with existing PDPA frameworks and standard e-commerce security practices. Overall, the interactive gear configuration sandbox transforms a fragmented purchase process into a guided, confident, and high-value experience, strengthening both customer trust and business performance for 7-day deal.
To address the problem of operational risk and inventory decisions being largely reactive, we propose a centralized analytical dashboard that integrates all operational data into a single system. It consists of three key components. First, pre-sales demand sensing and forecasting. The system tracks customer behavior such as page views and search activity and uses forecasting models to predict future demand. This allows the company to stock the right products at the right time in the right quantity. Second, the warranty risk scoring system. Each product is assigned a 0 to 100 risk score based on internal data like defect rates and repair costs, as well as external signals such as reviews. This enables proactive decisions such as adjusting pricing or reducing exposure to high-risk products. Third, supplier performance and procurement optimization. The system tracks supplier defect and return rates, ranks suppliers, and generates clear procurement actions, thereby improving sourcing decisions. Here's how it works. A manager logs into a single dashboard and instantly sees trending products and inventory alerts. He can then review warranty risk scores to guide pricing and product placement, especially for delicate cameras. The dashboard also flags a faulty batch, leading them to supplier insights, where he can identify, say, BJ Wholesale as having high defect rates, thereby enabling smarter supply chain decisions. So, what are the benefits of this analytical dashboard? First, it improves inventory efficiency and also leads to the reduction in dead stock, which allows for the freeing up of working capital to allow for reinvestment into high demand products. Second, it allows for better risk management and warranty cost control. By quantifying warranty risk upfront, the company converts unpredictable repair costs into controlled, manageable risks, stabilizing profit margins. Third, it provides 7-day deal with data-driven procurement and supply selection. With transparent performance data like supplier defect rates and return merchandise authorization data, procurement shifts from reactive purchasing to strategic sourcing, reducing reliance on low-quality suppliers. And finally, revenue growth. By stocking trending products earlier, 7-day deals move from reacting to demand to capturing demand before competitors do. Of course, implementing such a system comes with issues and risks. As our system relies on tracking user behaviors on our webpage, PDPA concerns may arise, with the mitigation being to provide clear consent mechanisms, privacy notices, and opt-out options. Additionally, with system-generated recommendations, there may be mistrust in the system due to the lack of transparency as to how the recommendations are derived. Hence, the mitigation would be to have human-in-the-loop oversight to ensure that final decisions are reviewed, as well as providing suppliers with clear, data-backed explanations about the rankings. Data quality and integration risks are also present here, since the dashboard draws data from multiple sources like Shopee, POS system, and if data quality is not checked, dashboard insights might become inaccurate and unpredictable, with the mitigation being to implement automated ETL processes to standardize data across all channels. Apart from that, with our system centralizing on all business decisions, there is a cybersecurity and data loss risk, with possible loss of competitive advantage if leaked. The mitigation we have is to employ data encryption by utilizing HTTPS and secure APIs for data transmission, as well as implementing logging systems to track access and conduct periodic vulnerability assessment. So, while risks exist, they are manageable with proper system design. To ensure smooth implementation, we propose a phased approach. Phase 1 focuses on building the data foundation and integrating all sources. Phase 2 deploys a minimum viable dashboard and gathers user feedback from the selected small group of users. Overall, the analytical dashboard is highly feasible. Technically, it utilizes mature tools like ETL, pipelines, and cloud dashboards, with only moderate integration complexity. Financially, costs are kept low due to use of open source tools and coupled with value generation from reduction in dead stock and warranty costs saved, making it financially feasible. Operationally, it builds on existing workflows and requires minimal training, thus making it likely to be widely adopted. One concern we have is in compliance and security, where the data tracking and centralization introduces risks as mentioned before, but with proper safeguards, these can easily be managed.
Thank you, Kaitam. Now, to bring our three solutions to practice, we have designed a structured implementation roadmap that ensures that transformation is coordinated, measurable, and low risk. Rather than treating each solution separately, the roadmap groups them into shared phases, while still allowing each solution to be validated independently. At a high level, this mainly follows three stages: planning and alignment, building and validating, and then rolling out and optimizing the solutions, ensuring a consistent data foundation and control execution across all our solutions. We first begin with planning and alignment, which prepares the organization for implementation. This phase aligns stakeholders, confirms priorities, and establishes the shared data foundation, which includes product, compatibility, inventory, and warranty data, which all solutions depend on. It also sets up a simple governance structures and defines clear success metrics such as conversion uplift and reduction in support queries. Phase 2 then focuses on building and integrating the solutions. This includes developing the product intelligence and compatibility logic for customer-facing tool, as well as structuring operational data for analytics and risk assessment. A hybrid approach is used whereby external vendors handle development while internal teams validate business logic and ensure operational fit. Development will be carried out in iterative cycles with checkpoints to maintain control and alignment with our business needs. Before full deployment, all solutions will then undergo controlled pilot testing to validate real-world performance. Each solution is tested within its own scope using methods such as A/B testing and historical validation. At the same time, staff feedback is collected to identify usability gaps and workflow issues. Key metrics such as conversion rates, recommendation accuracy, and usage levels, etc., are tracked, and the formal review determines the readiness of solutions for rollout. Following validation, phase 4 will then focus on the rolling out and operational embedding of our solutions. Solutions will be deployed across customer-facing platforms and internal processes, becoming part of everyday workflows. This phase emphasizes adoption through staff training, updated workflows, and clear usage guidelines. Success is measured not just by deployment, but by actual usage and behavioral change across the organization. Finally, phase 5 ensures continuous improvement even after implementation. Performance indicators such as customer engagement, conversion outcomes, and warranty trends are monitored and used to refine system logic and data coverage. Regular review cycles allows the business to adapt to changing products, suppliers, and customer needs, ensuring the solution remains relevant over time. Overall, our roadmap spans approximately 30 weeks, progressing from planning to development, validation, rollout, and then continuous improvement. This phased approach reduces risk, enables informed decision-making at each stage, and ensures that implementation is both practical and sustainable. Overall, to conclude, our proposal addresses 7-day deal's key challenges through three complementary digital solutions: enhancing customer experience, strengthening staff decision-making, and improving our operational visibility. With a clear and feasible implementation roadmap, this ensures a low-risk and practical transformation. Ultimately, we hope that 7-day deal moves towards a more integrated, data driven, and scalable business for the future. Thank you.